How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the House of Horrors Owlmanathon, and today we're going to be talking about The Black Gloves. And yes, the Owlman is actually in this one. The Black Gloves is part horror, part mystery, and part art house movie that brings us back to the early days of horror. A time from before there were mass amounts of bloodshed and gore, before there were jump scares, and before the majority of the storylines were just a bunch of teenagers running around trying to have sex.
Ready and raring to go again. Come here, wife.
This film is the perfect love letter to the golden and silver age of horror and suspense thrillers, and is brought to life by a team who truly understands the genre and replicates it nearly flawlessly. Right from the film's opening credits, which are themselves reminiscent of a classic noir or a Universal monster movie, the film immediately hooks you with an immersive and chilling atmosphere that never truly lets up. Our film opens with Dr. Finn Galloway trying to save the life of one of his psychiatric patients who is desperate to escape the torment of an ominous presence. He's ultimately unsuccessful and demands answers. In order to investigate further, he seeks out another woman who seems to be experiencing afflictions from the same creature. In the doctor's paperwork, we can see a sketch of the creature described, and it seems like something we've seen before. And his journey leads him into a secluded estate in the Scottish Highlands, which seems like somewhere we've been before. And he meets a mysterious ballerina who seems to look like someone we've seen before. So yeah, this is a sort of not prequel to Lord of Tears, and bears a lot of similarities from the first film. Just like with The Unkindness of Ravens, it seems like Laurie and his team have taken what they've learned from their past projects and really expanded upon their skills as filmmakers. And in my opinion, this is the best looking film they've ever done. While the last film really embraced what you can achieve with a powerful performance, this one showcases what stellar cinematography, lighting, and atmosphere can do to create a hauntingly beautiful and foreboding atmosphere. The black and white cinematography is absolutely gorgeous, and in general the camera work here is the best that it's ever been. Lots of dolly shots, some subtle Dutch angles, and the use of shadows make this film's aesthetic incredibly memorable. The nightmarish atmosphere never lets up and strings you along to where you can't look away. Even though the film is very leisurely paced, it has a hypnotic quality to it and really lets you into its horrific, gothic, and even romantic story. I could just praise these visuals all day. Laurie's vision and direction are really kicked into high gear, and I think this is visually the most stunning out of all of his films. It's incredibly artistic and manages to do so without being pretentious in the slightest, and that's tough to do. But it can't be all style and no substance, and I'm happy to say that we're gifted with so much more than just the stylish visuals. While The Unkindness of Ravens explores the complexities of PTSD, here there are a much wider range of issues that the audience can interpret. This can be anything from gender politics, Stockholm Syndrome, or just even psychological abuse in general. And all three of our main actors do one hell of a job bringing this drama to the forefront. Jamie Scott Gordon is obviously great, and he takes on a much more subtle character this time around, but can still emote and express anguish without it being too over the top. Macarena Gomez as the dance instructor gives a very theatrically dramatic performance, which I feel perfectly complements the film noir tone. Both of these characters are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum, as we see the doctor slowly fall and be consumed with madness, whereas the instructor has been there all along and is truly embracing it. In the middle of the two of them, we see the ballerina Eliza, portrayed by Alexandra Hume. Her performance is just on another level. She's able to convey so much emotion and turmoil with almost no dialogue. It's completely through actions, facial expressions, and most importantly, dance. Out of all three performances, hers is definitely the most impressive. The Owlman himself is seen about the same amount of time as I think he was in Lord of Tears, and in this version it really expands on the lore of the creature and dives deeper into just the general mythology of this universe. Sarah Daly's magnificent story is told masterfully with the combination of great performances and even greater atmosphere, and the drama of the story shines through just as much as the horror. I love how the film finds such a good balance between these two, where one side doesn't overshadow the other. And overall, I really just appreciate films that try to do something different, and The Black Gloves really succeeds in that. As much as I love horror films that are innovative in the sense that they're trying to create a new future for the genre, I equally love films that can take us back to the past and can tell a compelling story in a way that we may have seen before, but just not done in this modern era. Honestly, if you were able to bump down the video quality a bit, you could probably convince someone that this was actually made back in the 40s or 50s. There are a couple moments here and there where you can tell that there was some some green screening and some CG work done, but other than that, it's replicated almost perfectly to the T. Overall, I really loved The Black Gloves. I thought it had a compelling story, memorable characters, and incredible visuals. If you're a horror fan, especially of the old school stuff, this one is an absolute must-watch. Next week, we're going to be talking about The Devil's Machine, another visually stunning film, but for completely different reasons. So make sure you guys check it out on next week's edition of the Owl Manathon. I'll see you guys then. Well, that is about it for this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review of The Black Gloves. I will see you again next week with another edition of the Owl Manathon, and I will see you back here tomorrow for another episode of the House of Horrors. If you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and give me a thumbs up. All of it really helps me out a lot. Share it with a friend if you enjoyed it, and go see The Black Gloves. That is about it, and I will see you guys next time. Take care and stay spooky.